The Oilers are looking to pack a punch in Saturday's Stanley Cup final rematches. I'm pleased to be joined by Sportsnet's Gene Principe. And what is game number 7 of this long road trip for Edmonton, but game number 1 for Connor Clattenburg, who is set for his NHL debut.
Unbelievable. It's not often when we talk about a Connor with the Oilers that it's not McDavid that would be leading off what we're doing today. But it is Connor Clattenburg, who is, I think he's one of those kids that's sort of a throwback. And he's really piqued the interest of Oiler fans. Like, what is he? And I think he's given us a pretty vivid description of what he is. An old style, kind of old school hockey player who goes out there and just causes havoc and wreaks havoc on other teams. Will fight as necessary. Certainly will hit, which can lead to those fights, and has shown that he's got some upside as well as a player. But I think sometimes, Tony, we talk about someone's hands and their skating. His ability to be an energy source is a characteristic of his game, and I think any team in the league loves to have somebody like this. And I don't want to put too much pressure on the kid. He's playing his first NHL game, but I think there's a real curiosity about, okay, we know what he's done elsewhere. We've seen what he's done in training camps and in the minors, but what about in the NHL? And, to get it started against the Florida Panthers in a Stanley Cup rematch seems, I'm not sure you could write sort of a better script for a kid to come up and play his first NHL game.
Well, in this past preseason and the last preseason, number 64 certainly stood out. He got an extended look at training camp with head coach Chris Knobloch. Is this the perfect matchup for him to draw into? I mean, it is the Stanley Cup final.
Oh, it is perfect. It is perfect, when you come back a second time off a Stanley Cup final loss, like it's a kick in the backside. I think you move on, but I think it's impossible. I have to tell a quick story. When I not for this trip, but the first Oilers road trip of the season, I got my suit bag out, opened it up. What did I find in there? Was some sand, and it reminded me of when's the last time I used a suit bag, and it was here. And it was for the day after Game 6 to fly home. So there's lots of memories. There's lots of, those 2 months in Edmonton. I don't know if 2024 could have been better, but boy, 2025 was incredible around the Oilers. And I know what the ending is. Everybody knows what the ending is. But what a process, what a number of lifetime memories that the Oilers have made. And this kid shows up, and it's the end of a road trip. Everyone's a little bit banged up, a little bit tired. It's a long trip. It's a tough trip. He shows up, and, the Energizer Bunny, ready to go and ready to inject some of that into the lineup.
Yeah, some fresh legs on that fourth line. He'll be skating alongside David Tomashek and Matthias Janmark here tonight. Now, the Oilers are coming off their 14th one-goal game in Tampa. That's second most in the NHL so far this season.
There's a team that has more than that?
There's one more team,
Wow, unbelievable.
The LA Kings have more than the
That's
Edmonton
incredible,
Oilers.
right?
Yes, a lot of one-goal games for the Edmonton Oilers. Now, that one they came out on the wrong side of in overtime, but a lot of positives to extract, especially on the defensive side of the puck chain.
Great stat, by the way, because I would have thought, maybe because I cover the Oilers, that they have to be leading the league. And let's not forget, Washington really was a one-goal game. There are a couple of empty netters. It's incredible how close these games are all the time. Colorado wasn't close. Buffalo wasn't close in more recent memory, but it's just over and over and over again. It seems like the script is kind of similar. Whether the Oilers lead or they trail, then they come back, and either they're fighting to send it to overtime, or the other team is fighting to send it to overtime, like Tampa Bay, like Edmonton almost did against Washington. So it's tough sledding. I mean, it is grinding. You don't often think like that in a season that is just a quarter of the way through. That's more what you do late in the season as you prepare for the playoffs. But that's just the way it is right now for Edmonton. It's just there's nothing where you're up 4-1 early in the third and you can kind of ease your way to the end. It's just not here right now, which is not ideal. But I think what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And so I think for the Oilers, they just continue to understand that they're tight games, they're hard games, but they'll be better for it moving forward.
All right, let's talk about the opposition tonight, the home squad.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do, unfortunately. The defending Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers, of course, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. They're finding their game right now. 4 wins in their last 5. Brad Marchand, I mean, he's got 8 goals in 9 games this month, and he's scored 22% of the Florida goals so far this season. They're rolling right now, 6-1 in 1-goal games as well. What is the biggest challenge about going up against the Panthers? I know we know them well.
Yeah,
I know we know them well.
It's trying to stop Brad Marchand, trying to beat Sergei Bobrovsky. I mean, this is a team that has had a number of injuries as well, trying to make sure that Gustav Forsling doesn't maybe watch or shadow Connor McDavid and or Leon Draisaitl. I think the storylines are, kind of the same. There's just a lot less on the line, despite the fact this would be a wonderful way for Edmonton to finish this grinding trip. Finish at 3-3-1. They will have played 16 road games after tonight. That's twice as many home games than they've played. And, I like what Paul Maurice said this morning. We had a chance in the broadcasters meeting. He said the only difference between Florida and Edmonton right now is Florida, as you mentioned, kind of finding their game, are road games. It's a tough goal. He feels like once the Oilers get through this, they'll get back to being that team that we're all accustomed to seeing. So, it's a rematch. It's, it's a lot of memories, and it's tough. Second straight Stanley Cup final loss to a team that I think after the first win Florida got against Edmonton, I think there's more anger. I'm talking about fans being disappointed and kind of angry. Florida beat us. When they beat you twice, there's a certain amount of maybe respect that they gain. I think we all agree, and we heard it through training camp. This loss felt different than the first one. It's like a girlfriend breaking up with you once. I'm not sure it's ever going to be as bad the second time as the first time. And I mean, here we go. Let's get her done. Let's enjoy some sunshine and hopefully a great hockey game and a win. And let's get back to crispy, northern Alberta.
I can't wait for our flight back home. It's been a long road trip for us, Gino, but it's been a memorable road trip. We got to talk about your intro real quick in Tampa.
Oh,
How did you come up with that?
Yeah, you know what? Oh, well, thanks. That's very kind of you. Normally, I would do that here.
Okay.
Because Florida Beach, right? Yeah. That would be the most appropriate place. Not that Tampa's not a wonderful place, but it is Hockey Night in Canada tonight, so it's a little more, down the middle of the road, which I'm totally okay with. I get lots of creative license, and so I kind of thought, well, you know what? It was a beautiful day. It was like 28 degrees Celsius, so thought we'd have a little bit of fun. Like I spent the day at the pool or the beach, and had a great crew that sort of helped along. I might kind of have the idea, but there's a ton of people that help add to it, just like you, right? People see you and great work that you do, but there's a bunch of people. Trent's behind the camera now. Jacob's on the trip, Cole, Paige. I mean, the whole staff is unbelievable, right? Nobody does it on their own. It's a team, and it's teamwork. So that was kind of the idea, and I think nowadays, Tony, as I ramble on, I think, when I first started, you would do it and it would be over. Yeah. And maybe the next day at the quote-unquote water cooler, someone might say, hey, did you see Gene's opening? Well, now it ends up kind of living
everywhere.
On, right?
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, that intro.
That's very kind. You don't do it for that, but it's not so bad that it does that. Yeah. So thank you. And today it'll be more about hockey. And, I'm happy to do both. It's a great opportunity to have some fun, but also to have some hockey involved, too.
Well, shout out to the entire Oilers TV team. Yeah. I'm grateful for you as teammates. I'm grateful that I get to take in another season with you.
Be grateful.
Be great, be grateful. As the Oilers are looking to be great in search of victory number 10 here tonight.